Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers, welcome. Now, wow, and more wow. There is a lot to unpack with this very unfortunate and very embarrassing and humiliating Will Smith and Chris Rock messy situation that had us all shooketh and eating popcorn. And in all honesty, the night was stolen from all winners because Will turned the Academy Awards into a straight up West Philly born and raised bar fight. Now, opinions about this debacle have definitely been split down the middle on these internet streets. And while everyone on Beyonce's internet will have an opinion on Will Smith's open hand slap and his decision to choose violence, lots of feelings have definitely been triggered. And unfortunately, there has been a lot of gaslighting and irrational deflecting. So, for those of you who don't know, the Oscars went hood this year when Chris Rock stood to present an award and took some very unwarranted liberties with a joke that was said towards the ever beautiful Mrs. Jada Pinkett Smith that was said in very poor taste that uncharacteristically sent the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air into orbit. And Will decided that he wanted all of the Ogun smoke, and he decided to give Chris Rock a little bit of straightening, as the joke seemed to irrationally and illogically push him over the edge. Now, of course, as Black women, it will always be truly gratifying to see a very successful Black man publicly protect his beautiful Black wife and her honor. And there are many women around the world from the outside looking in who would love to be in Jada's place and in her position and would love to be rescued by their handsome Will Smith husbands in that manner. And of course, it is always a husband's duty to protect his wife, but through a feminine lens. And please keep in mind that this is a feminine school channel. There are some deeper hidden issues and some blind spots in this situation that simply aren't being addressed. Or perhaps they simply aren't a conversation that many women simply are not ready for. Now, every man has a breaking point, and no man wants to have to live a life where his masculinity is constantly being tried and put on public trial, which is why, in my opinion, Will ultimately decided to explode. And we discussed a wonderful variation of thoughts and feelings over on the Hive. And in Will Smith's case, in my opinion, that breaking point started with the entanglement, period, dot. Now, I'm not going to lie, I watched this entire show with my husband, and even the lovely Regina Hall took an open marriage dig in the form of a joke towards the Smiths earlier in the ceremony, and the Smiths graciously laughed it off. And even Will Smith himself initially laughed off Chris Rock's very ashy and unfunny joke until he saw the look on his wife's face. And then he blacked out and switched reactions and snapped and served it up to Mr. Goofy. But I won't lie, I absolutely hated this for Will Smith, and the fact that the entire world is discussing this slap, as opposed to his very much deserved Oscar win for his portrayal of Richard Williams, is indeed the saddest part of this entire incident. Can you imagine, on the night that you are about to receive your highest achievement, only to have it completely and distastefully overshadowed and potentially taken away in this 30 seconds of an emotional reaction? So Will definitely got caught slipping. Will reacted very intensely, and I hated to see him ruin a career moment that he spent decades building up. Because now all of the late night TV hosts, all of the YouTube and all of the armchair comedians in the world, and all of the internets are going to have a continued field day by amplifying Will's lowest moment for an eternity. And now he's truly never going to hear the end of it, as a move like this can truly malign his well-crafted reputation. And let me know in the comment section if you truly believe in your heart that Chris Rock intentionally and with full knowledge tried to mock Jada's alopecia. Now, people who have nothing to lose, of course, will always love to put a set of double D batteries in your back for being emotionally volatile. But those same folk who often will have nothing to lose will not be there with you in the trenches when you suffer the consequences. So ladies, as a life lesson, please understand and overstand that consequences will always matter. But Will is very much a human being, and through having to withstand all of those jokes and the memes and the clowning and the open marriage rumors and the spiritual attacks in that moment, he truly had had enough. Clearly, the Smiths have not been able to heal from all of that entanglement. They were on break. We have an understanding, drama, and peace. And the Smiths have braved a very publicly strong and well managed "we in this together" facade, and they have upheld an amazing united public front as a family about the whole entanglement debacle. But the humiliation of it all, the emasculation of it all, and the being the punchline of it all has surely affected their marriage in a very corruptive, corrosive, and toxic, and in a most negative way. Now, some feelings are definitely going to be ruffled by what I'm about to say. And yes, I'm going to go there. But his uncharacteristically insane and this very triggered public reaction and unleashing by Will Smith was absolutely boiler pot and was historical and was a long time in the making. Will, for the most part, is just tired of the memes and of the trolling, and he's tired of looking like a weak, neutered, emasculated husband, so he just blacked out and snapped. And in all honesty, this is what happens when a man's ogun, which is a man's intensity in the masculine principle, can no longer withstand being pushed down and suppressed. Will has had to play a lot of passive respectability politics over the years, and in many ways, he has had to eat a lot of crow to win at the game of success. He's played a lot of passive aggressive in character charades, and he's absolutely tired of spiritualizing everything. He's tired of playing the political chess game that he's played his entire career, and he's tired of having to protect that upstanding, nice guy reputation of having to tuck his tail between his legs while playing the role of the open-minded husband who doesn't mind sharing his wife. And while Will has more than likely and has allegedly has had his side piece fun as well, absolutely no one has stepped up to the plate and claimed Will in a way that Mr. August Alsina very embarrassingly and without shame has claimed Jada. And again, some feathers may be ruffled, but just to play devil's advocate. Yes, a husband is supposed to protect his wife's honor, but is there a time and a place to protect that honor? And are you allowed to black out anytime you want? And if there isn't a time and a place, and hands can be dealt at any time and any place, will Will Smith be ready to tick, tick, boom, set it off on every comedian that has something slick and spicy to say about his wife and the open book marriage that they themselves have made a very public topic of red table talk discussion? Also, a lot of women are talking about Will protecting Jada's honor, but did his wife, Jada, protect her husband's masculinity when she got a little too sloppy with her cheating to the point where she has had to publicly confess to her open marriage agreement for millions around the world to see? And we know we would not like it, ladies, if it were the other way around and Will got busted. Or are we just not ready to have that conversation at all? Ladies, I have always said this on my channel, but a marriage is a sacred bond where two become one. And for those of you who are listening, who are married or who are engaged to be married or who plan on being married, a marriage is sacred, is worthy of protection. And when you invite outside energies into your marriage, you run the risk of attracting negative frequencies and a lot of spiritual demons. And some feathers will be ruffled to hear this, but open relationship or not, it takes two to protect a marriage. A lot of people will want to ignore the importance of Will's masculinity, but Will would honestly not have been in this position in the first place had it not been for having to deal with all of this embarrassing, emasculating clown school entanglement trauma. Even on the road to collecting his Oscar, this man has constantly had to duck and dodge very irksome entanglement questions, and he even most recently had to confront some entanglement questioning from Gayle King, and he grinned and bore it all with a $3 smile. So sorry, not sorry, but no husband, black or white or in between, should have to go through this level of trolling. That would be a lot for any husband of any nationality to swallow. And I love Jada, and she looks absolutely stunning with her low haircut, but all men have a breaking point, and all men will at some point in the game of respect will need to protect their masculine pride. As for Chris, he is a goofy, but all in all, in light of the crazy Oscar night circumstances, Chris Rock handled that slap pretty well. Comedians are going to make jokes, and this isn't the first award show that a joke has been made in poor taste. I watched the whole show with my husband, and while I am no Chris Rock apologist, you don't get to hit the people who hurt your feelings. That is cray cray. But I really don't think that Chris is stupid enough to intentionally bag on a woman with alopecia. And no, I do not think that he came for her head on purpose. And if he did, he truly would be a world-class a-hole. But in Chris's case, he just happened to be at the wrong time and at the wrong place. But in Will's case, it's all love because he truly seems to be a loving father and a loving family man, and he truly appears to be one of the good ones. So ladies and lurkers, that is all that I have to say on this for now. And now I will leave the floor of discussion open. But do you think that Will's public rage was a long time in the making? Or was his violent reaction really just about a distasteful joke and protecting his wife's honor? Was Will's moment of misdirected anger even worth it? And was Will's anger really about Chris Rock? Or is Will really just mad as hell at his wife Jada for putting him in this position in the first place? And as always, I look forward to reading your amazing responses and your reactions to this video below. And stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.